Alright, let's go through my most recently completed sketchbook. Let's do a sketchbook flip through. I do like this sketchbook. The only problem is the spine is not very well made. It's very soft and it broke off actually. It was very easy to break. The next time I have this sketchbook, I'm going to tape it down and hopefully that will give it a bit extra protection. As you can see, I've also written some poetry with the help of ChatGPT. I can't really rhyme for nuts, so I get ChatGPT or Bard.Google to help me with some of the poem I've been writing to accompany my sketches. This sketchbook is a combination of a whole bunch of eclectic collection, but there's quite a lot of them that are really related to the weekend sketches run by Joyce. These are sketches I did with the group. So this sketch was a breakfast sketch before I went to sketch this mosque. So those two comes together in the same sketching session. This is Abdul Ghaffur Mosque in Little India, Singapore. And I was sketching with some lovely ladies that morning. Wonderful sketching with the weekend sketches. So after the sketching session, we usually have lunch. This is from the week after. We were sketching a place called Yuan. It's also in Little India, and after that we went for lunch, and we were basically having lunch. And I like to sketch people over lunch. And whenever I sketch people, I always think about what's going through their mind, what they are pondering, hence the poem. Yeah, it's not about me pondering my life, although I do that sometimes. It's more about pondering about them pondering their life. Well, and then I went on a business trip to India, and I was on a flight, and I sketched, in 5 minutes using value observation, the line, the queue going into the flight. Well, oftentimes when I don't really have time to sketch, I would just look at values and I would just doodle the values, sometimes using a 3-point scale or a 5-point scale to keep it easy. Well, the next page is doodles or sketches, a combination from photographs and from my trip to Bangalore or Bengaluru. The new name, and that's in the middle is the text, the driver that took me to the hotel, and then I have sketched little memories, the flight, the plane, the trishaw, I guess it's a 3-wheeled taxi, and the street side vendor. And then the week after, of course, I went back to sketch with the weekend sketches again, and this was at the end of Club Street and Gamil Lane. I really went for a simply gasa or simply whacked approach, and it was quite fun, splashing colors like that. And in the same session, I sketched Chit Singh, one of the sketches. It's been around for a long time in the sketching community, and really enjoy sketching with him. And he's a lovely character. Then I was sketching, daily life. This is cafe sketching. I have a video of this. If you have not seen it, I put a link right here for you. And then back to more people sketching. I was at the AGM, the annual general meeting of my church, Orchard Road Presbyterian. Sketch people in church. Then I went back to weekend sketches. We sketched David Elias building. More people sketching after David Elias building sketch session. We were having some dessert and we were sketching people. And then I started a new series. On the left is a sketch where I was waiting for a couple of ex-colleagues, for drinks, and then I was just doodling away. It was just a decoration on the table. And I noted down. So it's kind of like a journal. When I sometimes make my sketchbook a little bit of a journal, a little bit of history, a little bit of memory, a slice of memory. The sketch on the right is the beginning of prompt from the Singapore Sketches prompt series of July, first of the series. This is a leaf So you will see a few more of these in this sketchbook, where I kind of alternate a few sketchbook for my prompt series. Then the ladybug on the left is also part of the series, and I also started doing haiku, a short form poem. And the one on the right is when I was waiting for my wife while she was shopping. It's a bar in Haji Lane, Black Sheep, I believe. And then I wrote a little poem about the Prosecco that I had while I was sketching Black Sheep at Haji Lane. And the sketch on the right is another prompt, seashell. Shimmering seashells, gently washed up on the sand. A gift from the waves. Well, I really like the idea of writing poetry that goes with my sketches, and it's a lot of fun. If you've not tried it, using Bard, or if you're not good, if you're good at writing poetry, by all means, just write it the way you write it. But for me, I can't really rhyme, but with a bit of help, I could rhyme much better. And sometimes it's not even about rhyming, it's just about getting the idea put down in interesting prose or phrased. More sketches from the prompts, jewelry and toys. I think those were the two prompts. Then I went back to sketch with the weekend sketches. This is somewhere on Keong Sik Road at the end of Chinatown. Most people were sketching the Hindu temple. I was sitting inside an air-conditioned cafe. I was sketching the social space, the one on the left, my barista, and then the one on the left is a little poem I wrote to go with the sketch of the cafe. And then I went on a trip back to Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. I'm originally from Klang, and we were staying at the Marriott Courtyard Setia Alam. This is a sketch about the place, and I had a very interesting chat with one of the bartender while he was making me drinks, my cocktail, and I doodled or journaled the entry into my sketchbook. So Jackson Kuing, the bartender, is originally from the Borneo, Sarawak, and we had an interesting chat about his longhouse and the festivities that they celebrate, and so on and so forth. And then I documented the lunch with family. This is bak kut teh, or basically bone, pork and tea, literal translation. It's a dish I grew up with. I used to eat it every Sunday with my grandfather, and it's one of the dish that brings back lots of memory. Where I'm from, Klang, bak kut teh is very, very famous. We have probably close to 500 stalls, restaurants in Klang selling just this one dish. And then that evening I went out to catch up with some old friends. When I say old friends, I mean long friends. I'm 54 this year, and some of these folks I've known since I was 7. So we've known each other for 40 years plus, and they were my primary school friends. We went out to have what we call supper in Klang, and that usually means that we go to the mama, or the Indian Muslim stall that sells bread and tea. Favorite being teh tarik, or the pool tea. They will pull the tea up into the sky to froth it. Really, really nice. On the left hand side, it's a little doodle about name we. It's a famous Malaysian artist. He's kind of attract a very polarized opinion of him, because it's a bit vulgar. Lots of my auntie and my families, especially on the female side, does not really like him. But I do like him. He's quite creative. Very, very fun guy. So that's the intro to a lot of his video. It's talk east, talk west, talk 3, talk 4, talk cock. Very vulgar actually. But anyway, the next spread is best memory of my KL trip. So I kind of put stuff into it. We went back for a wedding. We had our youth favorite fast food, A&W. root beer, that is, with ice cream topping. Nasi lemak, which is one of our favorite breakfasts. I celebrated my dad's 80th as well, hence the little pinkish buns, if you like. They are longevity buns. So it was a really good trip, and okay, then I went back to sketch the prompts, landscape and cityscape, and then I put down a couple of poems as well as one more prompt on cartoon. Popeye being one of my favorite. Well, I guess we didn't really have much choice then. Well, Popeye is really not politically correct anymore. We shouldn't really have macho sailors saving damsels in distress. Not quite appropriate for today's audience. Maybe it is, but I'm not sure, but politically incorrect. So coming to the last pages, bit more of a short poem. And as you can see, my last page is always a doodle, testing of my material, my pen, my ink, my color, or whatever it is, and just to test the paper and get used to the new sketchbook and breaking it in. So yeah, that's my sketchbook flip through. I hope you enjoyed that. If you want to see more of these, please let me know in the description below. You have a good day and stay safe wherever you are. Bye for now.